Our nation's at war. The planet is in peril. The dream that so many generations fought for feels like it's slipping away. All across Iowa, all across New Hampshire, all across Massachusetts, you can feel it when you're talking to people. We're working harder for less. We've never paid more for health care, college. It's harder to save. It's hard to retire. Some people are maxed out on their credit cards. Others stay afloat with home equity loans. And now those home prices are declining, and they're worried, and they're fearful. They're stressed. And they've lost faith that their leaders can or will do anything about it. And for good reason. Think about the last 7 years. We were promised compassionate conservatism. We got Katrina and wiretaps instead. We were promised a united, and instead got a president who couldn't even lead the half of the country that voted for him. We were promised a more efficient and more ethical Washington, and instead have a town that is more corrupt and more wasteful than it was before. And the only mission that was ever accomplished was to use fear and falsehood to take this country into a war that should have never been authorized, that should have never been waged, that's cost us billions of dollars and thousands of lives, and has not made us more safe, but has fundamentally diminished our standing in the world. It is because of these failures that Americans are paying close attention. They are listening intently to what the candidates are saying in this election. Not just Democrats, but independents and Republicans who lost trust in their government but want to believe again. And that's why this is a moment both of great challenge but also a great opportunity. Because we have the chance, the way that we haven't had for a couple of decades maybe, to remake the political map. We have the opportunity to finally come together and to actually start solving problems. Problems that George Bush made far worse than would have been festering long before George Bush took office. George Bush made health care worse, but we've been talking about health care reform for decades now, through Democratic and Republican administrations, and we've had insurance companies and drug companies running our health care laws instead of the American people. George Bush may have made our energy laws worse, but we've been talking since 1973. Again, about energy independence. And year after year, nothing happens. Because big oil and big gas are writing our energy laws, and so it's no wonder that it's good for them and not good for you. We have a chance in this election because the American people are paying attention to not just change political parties in the White House, but change how politics is done in Washington. That's our opportunity. That's our chance. But to seize that moment, to seize the moment and take advantage of that opportunity, we can't just run the same old textbook Washington campaigns that we've become accustomed to. In this election, avoiding tough questions because we're worried they might be unpopular just won't do. Telling the American people what they think we want them to hear instead of what they really need to hear just won't do it. Triangulation, poll-driven politics just won't do it. Spending all our time worried about what Mick or Rudy might say about us in the general election just won't do it. a president